Hello BookTube, and welcome to another weekly reading vlog. So I'm going to keep it short this time and just go over these very briefly, just mention maybe a few page counts and then move on. A Gentleman in Moscow, I've made good progress on that this week. I was about on page 76 last time, and I'm up to page 250. The story I'm finding is moving a little slow. I keep waiting for the plot to kick in. And I still don't really know what the main plot of the book is going to be yet, but it's readable enough. I've made some good progress on reading the Old Testament. I believe, on page 80 at the end of last week. And I'm now on page 126, so there's some interesting stuff in here. A good explanation about the JEPD hypothesis, which I found to be it's something I had heard about before, but this was a very clear explanation and some interesting stuff in there. So continuing to enjoy this one. In terms of the actual Old Testament itself, I continue to make limited progress on that. I've been slowing down the past couple weeks. I'm up to page 450, 1 Chronicles 21. So only managed to read 4 pages this week, just a few chapters. In terms of the classical tragedy, Greek and Roman, I've finished off Antigone by Sophocles and reviewed it on this channel. Actually, I finished it off last week, but this week I've been working my way through the film versions. So I was initially anticipating there were a lot more film versions on YouTube than there actually were. But in terms of proper productions, I found the Theban Plays by the BBC, which is actually 6 hours because it's all 3 of Sophocles' Theban plays. Oedipus the King, Oedipus at Colonus, and Antigone. And watched those. Fortunately, the wife and kids are gone for a couple days, so that gave me some time to watch some of that. And then there was a 1961 movie version of Antigone, which I also watched. And I thought there were more versions, but I think that's it, at least as far as versions freely available on YouTube in English. The 1961 version is actually in Greek, but subtitled in English. It's probably just as well. I don't know how many versions you need to watch. A couple of different versions and you get the idea. So then I moved on to Euripides by Medea, which I started yesterday and finished off this afternoon. It was a very quick read. And just filmed a review of that just now. So that's all done with that now, including the essay following it. So before I move on to the next play in this edition, I'm going to watch a couple different film versions of Medea, or at least watch one film version of it. I'll see what I can find on YouTube. And then Astro Boy. I think I was on page 396 last week. I'm now up to page 438. So I am making some progress on this collection. Okay, that's all for this week. I will see you next time.